Welcome back to another episode of Cam in Focus Weekly. I am Cam, and with me, as he typically is Mr. Andrew. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. It was a very chill weekend. Didn't really do a whole lot. I think I can count the amount of times I went outside on one hand.
And now we're in the void.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So
but weekends like that are nice though, every once in a while.
every once in a while, yeah. And but at the same time, it almost feels just as exhausting because you spend the entire day lazy, and then
Yeah.
by the end of the day, you're just like, ugh,
Yeah.
my body's so heavy, I can't move.
Exactly.
All right. So before we get into the meat and potatoes here, I understand that you made a few Blu-ray purchases.
I have. It's over the course of the last week, 2 weeks, I've between Walmart and Amazon, I have 7 Blu-rays.
All right.
So starting off, we have Sinners.
Nice. Oh, I didn't realize that was out already.
Yeah. I didn't either until I was in Walmart. I was like, yes.
How about
one
that?
of one of my favorite movies of the year. So it's tied with F1 for my favorite movie of the year so far. Next up, I got this because it was finally on sale. Gladiator 2 on 4K Blu-ray. It was on sale for $19, so I was like,
not bad.
I was like, all right, I'll do that for the collection, you know.
Yeah, haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'll get around to it eventually. The first one's just too damn good. I mean,
I was gonna say, yeah. It's it's good for the most part. Now we upgrade to got Dunkirk.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So now with the next one, the only 2 Nolan movies I don't own are The Following and Memento, but that's because they don't make new copies of those. So people resell them for like high 30s, low 40s, and it's like got to think about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So then my next one is Tenet.
All right.
So yeah, those are nice. Which underrated movie, in my opinion. Final Destination Bloodlines, which I actually just watched and is actually really good. Like
I have heard a lot of good things about it.
It takes the concept of the story, but of all the Final Destination movies, but gives it a nice like switch up. That's actually was very refreshing and entertaining. I was like, wow. Next one, second to last, is Drop. Also a new movie from this year. It's a thriller.
I've heard about
Blumhouse.
That one.
Yeah. Okay. It's a thriller movie. It's really good. It worked for me. Concept is basically single mom goes on a date for the first time since her marriage basically like ended. Sorry, not ended. She's a widowed mother. My mistake. But basically a anonymous drops come on her phone and it's like memes of like death and stuff, and then it escalates to kill your date or I'm gonna kill your kid kind of thing.
I have heard of that one. That premise sounds very, very familiar.
Yeah. But it was pretty good. I thought the performances were good. And finally, this is the only movie out of this set that I haven't seen. It's called The Monkey, which is a new horror movie. Same writer as Longlegs, which I really liked. So I was like, sure.
Isn't that another Blumhouse film?
It's Neon, actually.
Yeah. They put out some good stuff.
Yeah, and they also did Longlegs, which was written by Osgood Perkins. But this is based on a Stephen King book, and I heard it was good.
Yes,
and like I said, it was like $19, so I was like, sure.
It's kind of a polarizing one. I mean, I've talked to people who have said that it's fantastic. It's like the best Stephen King adaptation ever, and then I've talked to people who have said like it's garbage. Which I mean, I'm sure on both sides they're speaking kind of hyperbolically, but I mean, general consensus is that it's a decent movie.
Yeah, well, and I think that type of horror, I think for most people, it's like you either like it or you don't. Like. You know, I mean, because I know people that didn't like Longlegs. It just didn't work for them. And I know it's slightly different, but that I was newly getting into horror when I was watching that, and I was like, "Whoa, this is good!" Like Nicolas Cage is freaking me out.
That's a high bar that's been set right there. I mean, I mean, you started your horror journey with Hereditary, The Babadook, I mean, just starting off really, really high. There's not
Yeah.
much more ground to cover here.
Right. Well, I mean, I've already said, I'm like, dude, Hereditary blew me away. I was like, holy crap, this is my favorite horror movie. And I've seen a few doozies, but even the X trilogy with X, Pearl, and Maxine, all good movies. Mia Goth is one heck of an actress, and
She
is
is.
very convincing, especially in Pearl.
Yeah.
I mean, she killed Superman, so that tells you spoilers. But I mean, if you can do that, it's like, all right. But yeah, so that's what I got. So,
Well, I know that I think Thunderbolts came out on the 29th.
yes, I wanted to
July.
get that, but they were sold out at my Walmart.
Really?
Because I went last week, and I got Sinners and Gladiator, but I couldn't get Thunderbolts 2, and I was like, I'll get it next week. There's whatever. Go in today, completely
Still
gone.
gone.
Completely gone on 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD.
Damn.
I was like, I know there's Amazon, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I want it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
I was like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I want it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be getting that later this week, and I haven't watched it since it was in theaters. You know, I've been waiting for the Blu-ray quality, because I don't like streaming movies. I really don't.
Yeah, Blu-ray. People don't believe me. I tell, like, my mom doesn't believe this, but I say, when you notice the difference between DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and even streaming, it's hard to not notice it. And Blu-ray is just higher quality. I mean, that's why if I buy brand new, I buy Blu-ray. It's like,
well,
I'm already gonna spend that money. So.
And the thing with streaming is that a lot of people don't realize that streaming a movie through, Max or Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever, there is a drop in video quality. And it's not just the quality, but it's the color too. Everything is darker.
Yes.
Scenes that take place in the dark, you're not going to see a damn thing.
No.
And I can't. When I'm watching something on stream, it's like an itch I can't scratch. It's like, I really don't want to do this.
Yeah, funny you mention that. Good segue, because this movie is very colorful.
It is.
That's one of the things I love about this movie.
Yes. So we are talking today about Ash. Now, Ash came out earlier this year. It's directed by Flying Lotus, who, if you don't know who that is, he's a music producer. He's done a lot of short films. Very accomplished as far as the general artistic medium is concerned. And this was a completely indie film. He didn't have the backing of a major studio. And I believe that the estimated budget of this movie, like the official budget was never disclosed, but the estimated budget was about $500K,
wow.
which is
impressive.
Yeah. And I feel like with that kind of money, what he was able to accomplish is significant. Now, before I get too far ahead, Andrew, I know that this was a first-time watch for you. You actually went out of your way to purchase the Blu-ray just to make this happen, which, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you also for supporting this film. Now that you've watched it, because I know that I've glazed the film over the last few weeks. I've praised its quality and whatnot, but I have talked to people who for whom this movie didn't really work, which is fine. It's again one of those artsier kind of movies. What are your honest opinions of it now that you've watched it?
Yeah, so I always try to go into a movie as open-minded as possible, whether I've heard great things or bad things about it. I like to form my own opinion, right?
Yeah.
And no, I really enjoyed it. Like, not just the story, which I thought was really good. I mean, I didn't even know who Flying Lotus was until this movie. But what they pulled off, not just for the budget, but just in general. Like, I think if you told anyone that wasn't familiar with movies that this movie only had a $500,000 budget at the most, they'd be like, no, come on. Like, just everything about the movie was impressive.
Welcome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Is it like an amazing, blew my mind away movie? No, but it was still a very enjoyable, really good movie. The performances, outside of flashbacks, you really have two main characters. You have Rhea and Brian. Or Raya. Is it Raya or Rhea?
Raya.
Raya.
Yeah.
Raya and Brian are the two main characters you see mostly, except through flashbacks. And what this movie did so well that it needed to do well was the opening scene, the first few minutes. With a suspenseful movie like this, you have to catch the audience's attention, and it did that. I mean, outside of a brief soft hey, the first word isn't said until almost 7 minutes into the movie, because we're figuring things out like Raya for the first few minutes. We're like, what's going on? Why am I here? What happened? You know, and instead of getting unnecessary exposition, we get flashbacks that show you what happened, instead of Raya going, oh, I guess so-and-so killed, or so-and-so got stabbed. It's like, because it could have easily done that. It very well could have done that. And I appreciated it for not doing that.
Yeah, this movie, as far as the story, is fairly bare bones. There isn't a whole lot going on. And I've talked about this with people before. The main, oh, excuse me, I'm drinking something carbonated here. The main crux that this movie is your character is here. This is how she ended up here, and this is what she's going to do about it. That's it. Now,
and it did it really well.
Yes, and there is, you know, the larger story that's hinted at, you know, that they're there to try and terraform the planet, you know, establish a colony there. You know, something's going on with Earth, and they've sent out 7 other, you know, expeditions to different planets, and they're the 7th. And that's really it. It leaves a lot for you to infer, and for a lot of different stories, something like that could kind of detract from it, because it wouldn't feel like the pieces were quite lining up. But with a movie like this, the pieces aren't exactly important, because there's no the only puzzle is what's being told, as far as, like I said, this is where she is, this is what she's doing, and this is what she's going to do about it.
Well, I mean, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I mean, we talked about, you know, Civil War last week. The main big story is the war, but that doesn't matter. I'll let you answer
well, we're talking about Ash, the known one from earlier this year. It's an indie film that had a very brief and limited theatrical run. I was lucky enough to see it in theaters, and both Andrew and I bought the Blu-ray.
I wanted to catch it in theaters. Unfortunately, mine didn't show it, but you know, it's funny. After I bought it off of Amazon, it was actually at Walmart.
Really? Uh-oh, did he freeze? No! Andrew, come back! I heard you briefly.
Now, I think I'm showing back.
Yes, you're back now.
Okay. Did you hear what I said? I said I saw that this was at Walmart, which I was like,
what's happening?
I have no idea.
It's those damn aliens invading my
exactly
stream.
The parasite. But I was just saying that the main story doesn't need all that extra. Like, they reference it, you know, in the flashbacks, and it's like, cool. But like you said, the main story is, see, the main character, we're figuring out stuff with her, which I think is cool, instead of getting exposition dumps on us all the time. Which again, it very well could have done that. But this felt kind of like Alien almost.
Yes.
With the crew and the parasite hunting them all down.
Yeah.
You know.
And the thing I love about a movie like this is I love a good contained horror movie. Alien is a very good example. Everything takes place on that ship. John Carpenter's The Thing is another great example, which this movie also has flavors of as well. A movie like Hereditary, the majority of it takes place in that house. So when you limit the scope of your story, you're broadening your characters, which is something that this movie does very well. And like you said, it needed to do well, because the majority of this movie falls on the shoulders of these two characters. And some of Aaron Paul's line delivery was kind of you know. I mean, whatever. He's not exactly an Oscar-winning actor, but
science.
Yeah,
I was like,
but then you also have the character of Raya, played by Isa Gonzalez, and something that I noticed, especially on my second viewing of the movie, is there are times where you can really see that like the Botox in her forehead and her lip filler kind of limited her ability to really emote a whole lot as far as like facial expression.
Yeah.
But despite that, she was freaking intense. Like she brought so much intensity, and and the first thing that the first scene that I think of when I think about that is the scene where she watches the drone footage of them finding the terraforming technology, and one of her partners got hit in the face with the rock and killed, and she
Flying Lotus,
and she unloads on Brian, saying, you knew that this was happening. Why didn't you tell me? And she speaks with such, like, she's speaking from her chest, and you can feel her anger and her rage, and it's like for a movie like this, I mean, she had no reason to go that hard, but damn it, she did.
Well, and I think that, well, first off, I was going to say, because I thought she looked familiar, she's in Baby Driver. She's John Hamm's girlfriend.
No freaking way.
Yeah,
how did
I was like,
not catch that?
I was like, she looks familiar. So I went to IMDb, and I was like, okay, that's why she looks familiar.
Wow.
But I think, speaking on that, the commitment to the role makes me appreciate this movie even more, because, like I said, she easily could have just been like, like all the actors could have easily just not cared, or been like, oh, this is an indie flick, whatever, I'll just here for a paycheck. But yeah, like I said, I was just gonna say the commitment to that role, and honestly, they got some well-known actors for this movie. Not necessarily Oscar winning, but bigger than I mean, I didn't recognize anyone else on the crew other than them.
They got Iko Uwais, who was from the Raid movies. I
never saw those.
Very accomplished martial arts actor. He was also briefly in The Force Awakens.
Okay.
Well, whenever Rey and Finn are on Han's carrier ship, not the Falcon, but the ship that he picks them up in.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys who comes in with Conja Club.
Okay, so you notice that, but you don't notice that she's from Baby Driver. All right,
okay.
She does look different, though.
To be fair, I have watched The Force Awakens probably 20 times.
True,
I've watched Baby Driver twice.
Yeah, no, I get it. Just yeah.
I mean, not that that's a testament to the quality, because I love Baby Driver. I think it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But well, definitely a bit of a gap there.
right, yeah. But one of the things I really enjoyed with the story, because I checked before, when the credits start rolling, the movie's an hour and 28 minutes. It does not waste a single second.
No.
And what I loved was, and this is something that is a risk, and it worked with this movie, is all the constant twists. Because, like, you think 1 minute, okay, it's going this direction. Oh, this girl, Clark, I think was her last name.
Yes. Yep.
Killed everyone. She got sick with something. She wiped everyone out. And then you slowly start. She sees a drone video and is like, Brian, you knew. Like, what the heck, dude? And then a little bit later, she sees Brian dead, and she does the scan of him, the Medbot, which you don't like because it would take away your job. But
those damn Japanese bots.
I loved how it said, like, it would say it in English and then translate in Japanese again, but it kind of sounded the same to me both ways. I had to have subtitles on, not to be but and then
thank you very much.
Huh? Yeah. But it says, he's been dead for 51 hours, and she's like, how's that possible? We literally just talked about going on or whatever. And then you start, you get these flashbacks again, because she puts on these patches to help her, whatever, and you get these like brief shots that really kind of crawl under your skin, because it's like, which I love the commitment to that, by the way.
Yes, the imagery is so freaking grisly. I loved it.
When I noticed this, and I rarely notice these things, even though it's like right in your face, but when there was about to be like a killing or something like that, the screen, the color got red.
Mhm.
You know, because and that's when you know, all right, it's about to go down. You know,
Yeah.
and then you slowly start to realize a couple more things happen that she killed everyone because she has the parasite in her. I mean, the parasite made its rounds trying to
Yeah.
control everyone, but once it got to her, which by the way, that parasite looked awesome,
It did.
freaky, but it looked awesome. Again, for this budget, what they pulled off is just awesome. Then you realize basically that she killed everyone. She killed the initial guy because he got well, technically, she
Yeah.
didn't kill her boyfriend, but she killed the initial guy because he got it in him, and then he kind of killed the boyfriend a little bit or something like that. I don't know. And then killed. She didn't kill everyone, but basically, she realized all the stuff she thought Clark did, and that
Yeah.
she was seeing in her head, she did, or some degree, she was involved in it, and
Yeah.
so.
And then Clark comes back to the facility,
Yes,
and
that's when I was like, oh,
it's treated like, oh, there's an intruder, she has to defend herself, blah blah blah, and it
mhm.
seems like Clark is attacking her. No, Clark was fine.
Yeah,
But I mean, it was Raya who was assaulting her essentially, and Clark was kind of
mhm.
defending herself.
Yeah,
And she takes Clark's body and brings it to the scanner to see if she's infected, and it says cause of
mhm.
death drowning. And she's like,
Yeah,
no, no, there's got to
yeah.
be more than that. There's got to be more than that. And
Mhm.
it's just another instance of Isa Gonzalez really bringing a lot of intensity, because you
Yeah,
can feel the dread that's building up in her, and she's like shaking and she's cursing, and it's like it's really great stuff. It's a strong
yeah.
performance from her.
And that's probably the thing I liked most about this movie was we figured out everything with her. It wasn't oh, we already know this, we're waiting for her to figure this out.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked that creative decision and finding out that Brian was kind of through the parasite,
Hallucination.
a
Yeah.
hallucination for the last 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. And
And
like I said, for the runtime, it doesn't waste a single minute. And
no.
there was not a single moment where I was like, okay, come on, let's get going. It was just boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, well, and those slower moments in between scenes, it's all about setting up the atmosphere, and that's something this movie does exceptionally well, is the
Yes.
atmosphere. For it being as contained as it is, I mean, if it still feels so tangible, so
Yeah.
tangible. Yeah, and you have these the establishing shots of, like, the whole planet or the
Hmm.
landscape outside and stuff, which is computer generated, but
Yeah.
whatever. um and for something like this, that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Well, we don't need to see crazy ships flying through space. We don't need to see just crazy I don't know what words I'm trying to
Visual
say here.
exposition, basically.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
um and I mean, this movie was limited in its resources, but
Hmm.
every resource was used to its fullest, and
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Um, and with the revelation that the Brian that she was interacting with was a hallucination,
Hmm.
it brings another detail to attention. The parasite that was giving her this hallucination was urging her, "Hey, we got to get off this planet. We got to get
Yeah.
off this planet. Don't worry about what happened. We'll figure it out later. We got to get off this planet because it's trying to get back to Earth.
Yeah.
It's been in everybody's heads. It's assimilated all their consciousness. It knows about Earth, so it's gonna go back, or
Yeah.
it's gonna try and go there."
Well, and that's one thing I like that we learned towards the end was again, not crazy exposition here, but we learned the brief lore of the parasite and how, they're trying to have humans live on the earth, and the parasite's like, So then it's like, all right, it said something about humans being like,
Self-destructive.
yes, self-destructive, and so he's like, yeah, the plan is to wipe out Earth, and with that manifestation of Brian, it kind of makes you think after that, you're like, is anyone she sees coming forward real or just a hallucination? You know,
Yeah,
um, a little
yeah.
bit.
It's the whole it's the unreliable narrator
Mm-hmm.
story, and I'm really glad they did that.
Mhm.
This movie could have very easily been just a straightforward alien creature feature, but they really
Yeah.
went the extra mile to make it something more. And
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I know that this movie isn't, you know, so like a life-changing revelation of a
Right.
film or anything
Yeah.
like that, but it's a movie with a very clear vision.
Mhm.
It's a movie that knows exactly what it wanted to be, with a director who really wanted to make that happen.
Yeah.
And I have to respect a director making a movie not only on his own dime, but
Mhm.
striving to make it something better than it ever could have been.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing with indie movies like this that I like so much, I mean, there's some doozies, don't get me wrong,
Oh
but
yeah.
this proves, and you think studios would pay attention, but whatever, that when you give a creator, a filmmaker, creative freedom to do the vision that they have, and you don't mess with it, and you allow them to use every dollar to the max, you get something like this. And yes, is it the most original story that we've ever seen? No, it's not. Is it entertaining and super well done? Yeah. And does it look cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
And are there times where I was like, oh, yeah, because you get that invested. Like I said, it's surprising what they did for that, and it's easy for us to be like, oh, five, in the movie world, yeah, sure, 500,000 isn't a lot of a lot of
No, it's
money,
pocket
but
change.
um, it really isn't when you come and what like I said, what they were able to pull off, and the actors gave it their all, and like I said, this easily could have been a lazy movie and full of exposition, and the actors going, oh no, parasite,
Yeah.
like, how can that be? I can't wait any longer. You know, like it very easily could have been like that.
Yeah, we're gonna start roasting Neil Breen on this show.
It is the new Steve. He's the new Steven Seagal for now.
Yeah. Yeah,
But anyway,
there was a lot of nonlinear storytelling, which you were saying before. This movie could have very easily been very standard. It could have started with them landing on the planet.
oh yeah,
It could have gone through them finding the parasite. It could have gone through them all getting possessed, and then it could have ended how it ended.
yeah,
But it wouldn't at that point have been a movie about discovery. It would have just been a creature feature.
hmm Well,
And
even the end is left sort of open ended. Like we don't know
yeah,
100%, which I like that. That's the other thing. It leaves up the mind to decide. Okay, this is what happens
yeah,
instead of feeding you. Yeah, this is what happened.
yeah. Well, okay. So when I saw it in theaters, um, I like a hopeful ending.
Hmm.
I liked seeing her, going towards the station and the relief on her face. But then after those first initial credits roll, you see, oh wow,
Yeah,
the station's infected too. Now, granted, we don't know how it got there. It
true.
can it could very easily have been Flying Lotus just putting that last little shocker on there at the end, just to be
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, I'm intense. It's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
but whatever. What we got is what we got, and
Hmm.
I like to look at it from the perspective of everything happens for a reason. Now, uh, it very easily could have been something metaphorical,
Hmm.
like the ship's not really infected, but man, maybe Raya is super paranoid and she thinks that it is.
You
Uh,
know what? I could believe that, honestly.
yeah.
You know.
Or worst case scenario, the ship is infected. She doesn't realize that. She goes back to Earth, and boom, the Earth is done.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
so
sorry.
either way,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is a very investing direction for it to have gone in.
Yeah. Well, and we don't know how many light years away they are from Earth. So we don't even know if she has enough fuel to even get remotely close. So
Yeah,
she's just stuck probably, or but it's kind of like with Alien, that before Aliens came out, I mean that was kind of like Ripley goes into Cairo sleep, and then it's like we don't know what happens to her. Obviously we get sequels, but at the time Alien came out, it was like, ooh, does she make it somewhere? Does she get discovered? And obviously, she does. But if you kind of think of it like that, it's kind of a cool. I like that. It's you get to decide, and you're not wrong because
yeah,
he's gonna say, "Oh, that's not right." It's like, how would you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it plausibly could go either way. And there isn't any evidence to support one or the other, and I like that. I like an ambiguous ending.
Personally,
or if nothing else, a bittersweet ending.
Personally, I think she has enough fuel to get to Earth. She comes to my front door. She knocks. I go, "Hey," and she goes, "What's up?" And I go, "All right,"
and then the parasite goes up your nose, and
yeah. That's the
rinse and repeat.
That would hurt, like that big thing going through her little like cut. I was like,
yeah. And yes, and she sold that moment very well. When she stabs her boyfriend and the parasite goes into her skull, she's just staring at the camera, just screaming, and I'm just like, oh yes, I love the intensity.
The other thing I loved about this movie that I learned that Flying Lotus did, which I think is cool, is the score. It is surprisingly good. I was like, and it's very very unsettling at times. And I know like that's basic stuff, but it really it can make or break a scene depending on how it is. And like I said, I'm not familiar. I was not familiar with his music beforehand, so this is not a biased opinion. It's like pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and he very easily could have really stroked his ego and have been like, oh, I'm doing the score. I'm gonna make this super good, and I'm gonna make this like
very techno,
Yeah, but it's not that. It's droning tones, atmospheric backgrounds. It's like soundscapes, and where it really came to a head for me, and I really noticed how committed he was to establishing the atmosphere of this movie, was the scene, the final big flashback where we see like the full struggle between Raya and Iko, the first guy who got possessed, play out, and she's getting thrown around and keeps coming at her, and it's just that droning sound in the background. It's so unsettling, and I'm just it's perfect for what we're seeing.
Yeah, and like you said, it was very impressive. I liked the detail of before we know Byron is just a hallucination, that when she pushes the patches on, because she's told that that's what keeps her kind of in the moment sane. There's a couple times where he's muffled talking to her, and initially I was like, oh, it's probably the patches or something, but being the hallucination, it was obviously the parasite. I don't know,
like getting subdued almost.
Yeah. Just small details like that when you add them up, it's like, very nice.
Yes. And when I first saw this movie in theaters, my biggest complaint about it was the fact that most of the scares weren't actually things she was experiencing in the moment.
True.
But after having gone back and watched it again, those scares, it's the parasite torturing her with the consciousness of the people that it's assimilated. So, because when she's in like the air vent and she's about to weld the thing shut, and the hand comes out and grabs her, and she sees the face of her crewmate that it's like a slow motion still shot, and then just out of nowhere just melts. Or when she wakes up in her bed and she looks over, and she gets up, she closes the door, she gets back in bed, and she looks over, she sees that the door is open, and she sees the bloody face of her boyfriend through the crack in the door.
Man, that got me so. I was like, oh.
I legitimately almost pissed myself when that happened the first time.
Yeah,
but it's the parasite torturing her with the consciousnesses of the other people. When she has that vision where she's walking through the forest, and she comes across her boyfriend, and her boyfriend looks at her and he says, Raya, it hurts. At first, I was thinking, oh, this is just Flying Lotus being like, oh, ask me what it means, ask me what it means. But when you look at it from the perspective that I'm laying out, it makes a lot more sense because this thing was inside everybody, and now it's inside her, and so it's just the parasite torturing her and trying to break her down.
Yeah, and I think that's sorry.
No. I didn't have a whole lot more to add to that. I was kind of rambling for a minute.
Well, I was gonna say I think that's just such a cool concept that I really like with this movie. That as far I'm new to the cosmic horror sci-fi genre, so I haven't seen that a whole lot. If that is done in other movies, because like obviously in the Alien that just lays eggs in you, but it doesn't. It's not a parasite, whatever. But I don't know which is worse. But the fact that this parasite can actually like control your mind and make you see things that feel so real. I was like, wow, that's really cool.
It's almost personally violating in a way,
Yeah, it really is.
And I mean, with Alien, you have the physical violation of the face hugger sticks its proboscis down your throat and lays eggs and whatnot. I mean, yeah, that's really toe curling, but there's just something about something being in your head.
Yeah,
that just
I know. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And it can fit either way. It could go in your eye, your nose. Because we see it go in the ear, mouth, nose. Kind of see it go every which way. As a wound on the forehead, it was like
yeah. Oh yeah.
Reason 1,575,000 why I don't plan on going on a space mission way out.
No, I mean, because you don't know what the hell you're going to come across. I mean,
no. And if something happens, it's not like, all right, run to Earth real quick. It's like you're screwed.
Yeah. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Exactly. It's true though. Yeah. Take off your helmet and yikes.
Now, as far as the cosmic horror aspect of this, I feel like it's a genre that gets kind of misconstrued at times because cosmic horror isn't just horror in space. It's a lot more than that. The genre was pioneered by H.P. Lovecraft, and he created an entire mythology around what he called like the old ones or eldritch gods. You have Cthulhu and Hastur and I think Shub-Niggurath, like all kinds of crazy just cosmic deities. And beyond that, I mean, you have the obvious aspect of you have these things that are beyond your understanding and whatever, but the idea behind a lot of cosmic horror is how much the human psyche can take before it breaks. Now that there is a common theme within the genre of like when you behold this thing that your brain can't comprehend, it literally drives you insane. And there's I don't know if you've ever heard of the movie Color Out of Space, but
let me see. I'm not sure.
There was one that came out, I think, in the 70s, and then there was one that came out
2020.
Yeah. And Color Out of Space is another very popular cosmic horror story. And the main crux of it revolves around like the veil between dimensions getting thinner and things leaking over into our world, and the first thing that comes over is a color, but the color can't be described. It's not something that the human eye can perceive. And so I just love cosmic horror. I love the idea I love the idea of things being beyond understanding. Because you have your creature features, which is a monster coming after you. You have your paranormal horror, which is ghosts and phantoms and poltergeists. So you have your slasher horror, where it's a murderer coming after you. But I feel like cosmic horror is so much more psychological. It's so much more cerebral, and I love the genre. I love it so damn much, and I hope that moving forward you explore more of it, because I think
I was about to say, I want to, and I definitely want to rewatch this at some point, because I did like the psychological side, like I said, of figuring out with the character and not getting this exposition dump of just oh, that's what happened. Like, just show don't tell is what we like to say, and that's what this movie did.
Yeah, so, pretty much start to finish. I mean, because there isn't really much exposition. I mean, you have your scene where you first meet Brian, where he kind of lore dumps about what they're doing there and whatnot. But I mean,
it's not excessive.
No, it's not excessive, and there's a reason for it too, because she says, I don't know where I am, I don't know who I am, and he's like, okay, well, this is where you are and this is who you are. It's like, okay, well, that makes sense. People talk that way. It doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Well, and I just realized this, you mentioning when she first meets Brian, that the parasite did really well with the psychological side, is that Brian acts like, what the heck, don't you know who I am? Oops, I almost knocked over my drink. It's like, he's like, you know what I am? Like, what the heck? What are you doing? Why are you trying to kill me? And that convinces her, oh, okay, I'm just being crazy, which she is, but for a different reason. It was just so good. It was very good.
Yes. I had something else that I was going to say. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
It's what I do best. I make people forget.
Yes. Okay. I remember now. So beyond the intensity of Isa Gonzalez's acting, her commitment to the stunt work was crazy. Because you can see her getting thrown around, getting pushed over stuff, and falling and sliding on the ground. It's like you can see clearly it's her doing it, and. You can make the argument of, oh, well, they just did that because they couldn't afford a stunt double. It's like, okay,
so
that might be true, but that doesn't matter, because what we got was still so good.
Yeah, all the fight scenes were impressive.
She was very convincing. Yeah, I mean, and you could see sometimes she hit the ground hard.
Yeah, well, it's like the saying goes, limitation breeds creativity.
Yeah,
she probably uses a stunt double, but they're like, hey, sorry. So she was like, fine, I'll do it, and what you got was the final product is like, very nice, very impressive. Like you said, getting thrown around, bodies going all over the place, I didn't know she did her own stunts, though. I guess I wasn't paying too much attention, but I mean, the stunt work though was very
right. Yeah, I've watched a lot of action movies, and so I've kind of unconsciously trained my brain to look. But I've kind of trained my brain to look for stunt doubles if you go back and you watch like the highway fight scene in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, there are a lot of shots where you can see that it's Sebastian Stan's stunt double, and I didn't catch it at first until I went through and I really like broke down shot by shot, and the main thing that clues me in is the shape of the hair. The stunt double's hair parts perfectly in the middle and falls very flat, whereas Sebastian Stan's is much more fluffy, and well, I mean, not that it hurts my loving of that scene or the movie or anything like that, but it's just something that my brain just starts to look for. And I was looking in this movie. I was like, there's no way she's getting thrown around like that. There's no way she just took that fall, but she did.
Yeah. I always have respect for actors that do their own stunts. I mean, it's, Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise,
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's filming a movie right now, which I forget what it's called, but it's coming out like next year or something. And he's 70-something years old, and he's still kicking ass.
Yeah. Is it Rush Hour 4?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah. No, well, you know what, though? They may not be able to make that movie the way they did it back in the 90s.
Nope. They would have to play it safe or face the wrath of the internet.
Yeah. So as much as I would love another Rush Hour, I'd rather them not. Just from that
scene, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
Oh man, those movies are awesome.
Yeah. I'm on vacation, man, and I want some mushu. Mushu, you hungry?
You weigh more than a dang car. I got a thyroid problem. Well, stop
Well,
eating
stop eating
thyroids.
thyroids.
I actually said that the other day. Someone was like, "You got a thyroid problem," and I said, "All right, fine. I'll stop eating thyroids." And
Yeah.
they were like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, you haven't seen Rush Hour 3."
Uncultured.
Yeah, it's like,
Uncultured.
get out of here.
Yeah. I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and this was back when I lived in California. I actually went with a buddy of mine who was also named Cameron, and I thought that I was being
Was he
so.
black?
No, he was like a light skinned freckled Irish guy. But I remember feeling so edgy watching that because I had kind of a very sheltered childhood, and I had to really struggle to do things that my mom might not have found entirely appropriate. And I went to see that movie. She didn't know I was seeing it. I forget what I told her how I was going to see.
Dishonor.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was. I think that was actually the first Rush Hour movie I had seen, and then after that, I was like, oh my god, I gotta see more of this. It was hilarious.
Well, that's even because I bought the Blu-ray set and I was watching the behind the scenes when they were making the trilogy.
Yeah,
and the director said the whole reason why the movie worked two reasons. One, it's a black man and a Chinese guy. Funny. And they got Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, two very different actors and type of actors, but that's what makes it funny. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? And then in the second one, Jackie Chan says, do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? And Chris Tucker says, you Chinese. No one hears the words coming out of your mouth.
Who died, man? You. Who? You. Detective you? No, you.
Yeah. Or he's like, I've been learning Chinese for 3 weeks. I'm basically third Chinese or half Chinese.
I've been studying the ancient teachings of Buddha. Sorry, Lee, you can't be black. There's a height requirement.
Such great movies. Those are hilarious.
Yes. Well, we'll get around to those one of these days.
Yeah, we got to. It's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe just like do the whole trilogy or something.
Yeah. Well, see, I grew up watching movies like that and laughing at jokes like that, so I was never like, oh, offensive, Well, because I'm white, I'd be the one that would get offended at that movie. So. Oh man. And I just got the show canceled, so
yeah. Well, one day you have to watch The Pest, and it is.
Ah, yeah, I remember you talking about that movie.
Yeah, there's a scene where John Leguizamo is talking to the two Nazis, and he's very drunk, and he's just kind of trolling them. And one of the Nazis was like, well, we kicked France's ass, and John Leguizamo was like, you're right, but who hasn't, right? I have spoken to so many people who said that they loathe that movie, but
yeah, that's the kind of humor
I grew up with it, and so much of my sense of humor came from that movie.
Those are the type of movies that if they were made nowadays, they would have to be an indie movie because then they don't have to worry about a studio interference of like, no, can't do that. It's like, come on.
Yeah, you'll have guys in suits who hardly watched a movie in their life being like, we can't do that.
Yeah, there's this comedian. Okay, well, I was gonna say Shane Gillis, who's hilarious, by the way. But there's another one. I am blanking on his name, but his jokes are always like, oh, they're so funny. They're offensive or not PC. But dude, my stomach will hurt sometimes from laughing at his jokes. Matt Rife is another one that occasionally his jokes are pretty funny. So he just bought that haunted doll house. I forgot what it's called, but like a guy just died there or something like that. Is it the Annabelle doll?
Yeah.
I don't remember what doll it is, but
yeah. A guy, like a paranormal investigator, went on tour with the Annabelle doll, and he was found dead, and the doll was missing.
Yeah.
So
there's a movie right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the next movie in the Conjuring universe.
Yes, we see coming soon from Neon.
Starring Steven Seagal.
Oh my gosh. No, Steven Seagal's body double because he has to walk upstairs.
Yeah, the deformed Annabelle dolls coming at him, and Steven Seagal is just like,
dude, I love how he just plays Steven Seagal in every movie. It doesn't even matter what his character name is, and he always talks like this. Like even on Deadly Ground, the only movie he ever directed, he talks.
Was that
like
the only
this.
one he directed?
As of now, I believe I believe I saw it was the only one he ever directed.
Oh, maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. Oh, and that's a movie. Part of me is like, you know what? Because I've said this before. If anyone just goes on his IMDb page, look at started in the early 2000s when he started doing direct to DVD movies, and they are the most generic sounding movie titles in the world, which kind of makes me just want to watch his movies for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, man, just I don't know. Like,
yeah, well, hey, well, I mean, just wait. I'm still holding out hope that we're gonna get a Neil Breen horror movie.
we've gotten 6 already.
Yeah. This is what they show people in insane asylums. See, they sit down, they watch a Neil Breen movie, they leave, they come back to check on them, and they're just like.
He says in Double Down, he says, "I can set off an EMP, an electric magnetic blast."
That's not what that stands for. You bastard.
I respect him from the standpoint of he funded all his movies. He claims he paid professional actors, but being paid for one movie does not make you a professional actor.
No.
I've heard he's nice in real life, and he claims to do multiple edits of his movies. And if he gets to those movies being a final edit, I would love to see what the original edit was, because what the heck? How does he watch those movies and go, all right, final edit?
Yeah, then he throws a bunch of tuna cans out of his trailer. It's clean. It's all clean.
And he uses like stock footage. Okay, there's a scene in Double Down where they use stock footage of a resort with a pool, right? Then the next shot is he and his wife in a pool naked, by the way, completely naked. But the previous shot established that there's other people there, and his shots never make sense with the previous shot. Like in Fateful Findings, he's going to cross the street. There's a shot of a sign that with the timer counting down. He's crossing a sidewalk. He's not even crossing against like the street. And then there's another shot where there's supposed to be people around him. Cuts back to him. There's no one around him. So it's like, what? Like, I don't know. I just can't.
One day we'll bring Neil Breen to the show.
I am hacking into government and international government files or systems. And I'm going to take him down. And all this exposition, and he tries to do a sci-fi movie where he's twins. Programmable DNA, and they say like 2 words, but it's all like the most generic sci-fi terms. Like there's a whole table of people, and they go programmable. It's
not a conversation.
AI.
It's just people saying terms.
Right? They're like, this is dead serious. It's like all 2-word things. Programmable DNA, programmable AI. Skynet. It's like I just don't. His scripts start out. His new script for his new movie starts out with, "Sure, here's a script for your next feature movie." Yeah, he used ChatGPT. Sure.
They didn't have that back then.
No, but for his new movie,
somebody wrote this.
It is like the Attack Force script. Gotcha. Someone wrote the line. Oh, and there's the scene. I'll let this be it. There's a scene in Double Down where he's supposed to, for some reason, he's supposed to go take out a couple. So he gets a couple. He poisons one of the drinks, kills the husband, and like wipes the memory of the wife. And he's like, "You're my wife. We got married." Da 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 da. Then he gets a call that he killed the wrong couple. And like, did he not get a description? This is supposed to be an expert agent. And he then has to tell the wife, "Our marriage is done. Get out of here."
I mean, most hitmen get some kind of like dossier on their targets, but not Neil Breen. He just kind of plays it by ear.
Yeah, and he shows up to the wedding. He's like, "Hi, I'm your driver." Like, how do you know they hired a driver? And wouldn't the driver already be there? Like, did he take out the driver? You know?
Yeah, he just steps outside his house. He's like, "Oh, there's a couple."
Exactly. Come with me. Come this way, folks.
How do we go from talking about cosmic horror to talking about Neil Breen?
We're showing the bar of indie films. You've got your movies like Ash, which is up
join
here.
Join us for Indie Movie Month. We're going to be talking about nothing but Neil Breen. I can't.
You know, his website, back when all his movies were available to buy, just DVD, not even Blu-ray or 4K, to buy all 6 movies was $160.
Oh my God. That's like 40 bucks per movie or 30 bucks per movie.
I bought the entire Smallville Blu-ray collection, which you can see there when I get my hand over there. Didn't even it was half that. Like, what?
Okay, but see, this begs the question: who the hell's going to spend $160 on Neil Breen movies?
I don't know, but not enough, because I checked just for giggles. His first 2-3 movies aren't even available to buy anymore, which is Double Down, I Am Here Now.
I'm so glad. That makes me so happy.
Which, that movie is somehow more confusing than Double Down. And then Fateful Findings, which is a movie.
A mushroom.
And this girl, Laura, kept this. There was a Fanboy Flicks video. He said you can hear like someone laughing in the background. He was like, imagine the boom mic guy is just like, you know.
And then he puts himself in there.
Yeah.
I love his videos so much,
dude. I've been binging his videos. Like I said, I actually bought one of his shirts because I was like,
did you?
Dude, yeah. Well, it wasn't badly priced either. I was like, all right. But dude, I love his black and white movies, and he wears like the suit, and he'll say, "Welcome back to the program." Yeah, it's so great.
I commented on one of his videos once. I said one day he's gonna say the word "to" so hard it just breaks reality. Welcome back to the show.
You know, over on the planet Ash. The color, there's color of the space. You know, color starts coming over. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He did lastly, he did Guns and Lipsticks. I watched this video on that.
Yeah,
which is it was hilarious. Go watch it if you not you, but I mean the audience.
Yeah. Have you watched his Birdemic 2 video yet?
No, I need to watch those.
There's a moment in that makes me laugh so hard. It's like, you know, a kid is in a museum and he's talking about, oh yeah, she couldn't be here because she got a disease from the fish that Rod cooked, and then the scene transitions with just a whimsical da 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 da, and it cracks him up so much. He says, and he acts out that scene too. He goes,
"Oh, I love it. He does that.
She got a disease from a fish that Rod cooked." Da 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 da, and he just cracks up.
That's the other thing I love is that he puts himself in every movie that he reviews. It fits perfectly with like the footage. Dude, there are times when my stomach hurts from laughing, which is why I've determined. I was watching Guns and Lipsticks and the movie review for it, and I was drinking, you know, just coffee or whatever, and he's talking about the scene where this woman is very skillful in every aspect of anything you could ever think of. She's going to meet up with some guy, but there's some Hispanic guys, and we learn how fluent she is in Spanish. And she says like, "Aguero, I'm looking for you know, Alejandro." I dang near spit out my drink from laughing. Like, I was like, I cannot drink or eat anything watching one of his videos because I will die. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but when she was like El Charo, I was like,
and he just put out a new video today, actually, and I haven't.
I saw,
I
watched it.
But,
the lizard. Oh,
yes,
dude,
yeah.
Funny.
I'll probably put that on for myself once I get off of here.
Yeah,
and just watch that before I go to bed.
It's great. The scene he does where he puts himself in is hilarious. I don't know where he gets the wigs and clothes for the movies. It's great. It's great stuff.
Well, now that we have thoroughly run ourselves off course here, I'd say we can go ahead and call it. Well, we've just about hit an hour anyway. So, I know that as far as shameless plugs go, I mean, we both work with Feast of Fandoms, and we have MCU Mondays coming up.
We're doing Eyes of Wakanda this week.
Which, yes, and
I have no seen no marketing for. I did. Well, you know, it's funny. It was originally supposed to come out late August. They pushed it up to August 1st, and they went so long without. They released like 2 trailers within the span of like a week and a half. I don't think I actually watched either one of them. But outside of that, there hasn't been a lot of marketing. I've heard it's good, but
the only marketing that I've seen of it was a YouTube community post from the Marvel YouTube channel. That is it. I have not seen a shred of marketing for it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday we'll be back with I keep on wanting to say GNN Cantina Happy Hour. It's not freaking GNN anymore.
It hasn't been for years, sir.
I know. the Feast of Fandoms Cantina Happy Hour. Let me tell you what I did with my GNN business cards. Since
you had GNN business cards, wow.
Yes, I had like a whole box of them, and I was going to conventions and handing them out.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And that's what I was using to like score interviews with people and stuff. But when GNN disbanded and I had no use for my cards anymore, I used them as levels for my bookshelf to keep it from tipping over.
Hey, you got it's like a dad who keeps a wood piece that's like this, and it's like one day you will use it, you know.
When life gives you lemons.
Exactly. Hey, yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Oh man.
And then next Sunday you can catch us right back here on Cam and Focus at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think we're due for a topic video at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, okay. I think I had pitched to you doing a Nolan kind of topic episode.
Well, now that you've got Dunkirk, I'm so jealous that you got Dunkirk. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna get around to it eventually. Okay, it's good. Macaulay Culkin.
You know, I was realizing this. So there's 4 Nolan movies that I haven't seen, which don't ask me why. But it's The Following and Memento, which are both on Tubi, so that's nice. And then, I was looking up. Yeah, I was like, sweet. And then Insomnia, which I own, and The Prestige, which I also own.
Okay.
I actually found those at my thrift store.
Nice.
But when I was thinking about, and I also thought maybe at the end we could share like our top 4 or 5 Nolan movies. You know.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, and this is a tease for next week. He is such a good director that if you put a movie at 6, it's not because you hate it. It's because these other 5 are just
like, teensy bit better.
Yeah, it's so close. Like if I could do like a tied for like 1, I would just be like these, you know, because like even like Dunkirk and Tenet, like any other director would love for that to be their best movie. You know, so it's like,
So someone asks you what your favorite Christopher Nolan movie is, and it's like you just hand them his IMDb page.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Your pick.
Pretty much, which is why I can't wait for the Odyssey next year. I can't. Dude, no one who doesn't.
Damon, Tom Holland. Oh God.
John Bernthal.
Yes, I am so ready.
Any other actor that has ever existed. No, I'm just kidding. But
with a special cameo from The Rock.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of rocks in that movie. That's the dad joke of the day.
You're not wrong.
Have you seen the teaser for it yet?
No, I've just seen like a few of the behind the scenes stills.
So I saw it, not to brag. I saw it in front of I saw it in front of Rebirth and Fantastic Four, I believe. No, Fantastic Four was Avatar. What the heck? I saw it in front of Rebirth and something else. Superman, maybe? I don't remember.
Probably.
But it looks good. It looks good. And which is tough because like well, I'm not gonna say it, but like Oppenheimer, I'm like, that's a yearly watch for me. And I know it's only 2 years old, but like that's such a cool movie. You know, Dark Knight. Anyway, I go on. I'll save it for next week, but yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to be, what we're doing. So next week here on Cam in Focus, we're going to talk about Christopher Nolan and his extensive resume of just outstanding films. I will definitely have to brush up on quite a few of them. Like I said, I haven't seen Dunkirk yet. I haven't seen Tenet yet. I know. Shame on me. Just,
You call yourself a film fan. No, I'm just kidding.
So surprisingly, there are a lot of movies that I haven't seen that are like standard viewing for any self-proclaimed film buff.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still making my way through anyway. Tenet is underrated. All right, it's not Nolan's best, but it's a lot better than people say it is.
Yeah.
Plus, it's got Robert Pattinson in it, and he's good in it. I don't know why that sounded kind of gay, but that's
what. I mean, Robert Pattinson's a very good actor. I mean, everybody knows him from everyone knows him from Twilight, but like The Lighthouse. Holy shit!
Oh, dude, that movie's awesome.
The Batman. Holy shit! I mean, the guy's got chops. So
yeah. Well, if you're able to catch Tenet or Dunkirk, they're good movies.
Yeah, Dunkirk is probably going to be the first one that I watch.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I've seen his Batman trilogy a dozen times.
Yeah,
I've seen Interstellar probably 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I've seen Memento a couple of times. The Prestige. I've seen The Prestige once, but it was a long time ago. I might have to brush up on that too. But anyways, yes, we will get there. So next week here on Cam in Focus at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to come on and talk about the work of Christopher Nolan. So tune in for that. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you, everybody who joined us. Thank you for participating in the chat. Yes,
go watch Ash.
Yes, definitely check out Ash if you like cosmic horror, if you like indie films, if you like a film with a director who has a vision. Check it out. Support this movie. I really can't recommend it enough.
Sorry, I was gonna say the Blu-ray is only like $14, folks. So I mean, come on, it's not that big of an investment,
right? Yes, and we've said it's not a life-changing experience of a movie, but it is a good, well-made, original film, and I will always support that.
Oh yeah,
100%. Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm up to 52 subscribers now, I think.
Nice.
So if I can get to 60, I'll have to figure out some kind of milestone. I'm not putting on lingerie again, but I'll have to figure out something to do to celebrate.
Hey, maybe you'll hit 100 by the end of the year.
That
would mark the year mark, and you're already halfway there. So little over halfway.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew, very much for joining me tonight. I'm so glad that I was able to get you into this movie.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just a hallucination. You've been in this live stream you've just been talking to yourself.
Okay, so the plot is starting to open up here. Oh.
It would be hilarious if I could really pull off a prank like that where you go back and watch it and it's just you talking the whole time. I just cut out me.
And you message me later. It's like, dude, why didn't you send me the link?
Yeah, right.
It's like, what? Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.